Alright, hello, Ghostly Foe here. Today I'm going to be presenting you guys the deck that I'll be playing tonight in tonight's standard online Pro Tour qualifier qualifying event. So this event leads into the actual Pro Tour qualifier online on this coming Saturday. You have to finish 4-1, 4-1 or 5-0 in the event to qualify, to enter the PTQ on Saturday. So that's what I'll hopefully be trying to do. This deck that I'll be playing, I like to call it Nemesis You. I am not this deck's creator, but I really like the deck a lot. I played it a little bit on my stream. I guess maybe Saturday or Sunday to 3-1 finish in a daily. Um, so yeah, the deck's game plan is just Sotai Delve, except instead of like actually casting Delve cards or like doing things like Hornet Queens, we're just trying to get big fatties into play. Big fatties being Nemesis of Mortals or Night Howler or putting Night Howler or something. So just going over the basic deck, we have 4 Elvish Mystics, 4 Communes, 4 Wayfinders, 2 Dev Dealers, a Thassa. Thassa's an interesting flex spot in this deck. You can use Nylea or Thassa. You just want something to be able to get through your fatties through late game or through board stalls. Standard is a very mid-range heavy format, so just having a way to get through is very, very important. Um, we have, a big fatty boom booms, Night Howler, and Nemesis. It's very important that you remember that Night Howler counts creatures in all graveyards. So this thing can get pretty huge if you're somehow able to kill off your opponent's creatures. Um, one of Reclamation Sage is to be able to deal with some problem enchantments or opposing whips. 3 coursers because value. 2 Nyx Weavers. I really enjoy playing Nyx Weavers, just being able to put cards in our graveyard or get back important cards such as our whips, or even Thassa to like end a board stall is very important. 3 Whip of Erebos because Whip's insane in this list. I guess not so much insane. It's more used here for incremental life gain. We usually don't activate it unless like the board's clear, because it'll just like block your fatty, which is why, like I said, something evasive is really important. For the DCs, I think it's probably one of the best cards in the deck. We are running 28 creatures, so we usually hit the majority of the time we were hitting these zombies, and we can just overwhelm somebody with just once a DC in play. For Murderous Cuts, just the best removal spell we can play. And that's about it for the main deck. We're only running 21 lands because we're running 4 Elvish Mystics and 4 Wayfinders in order to find additional lands. And we just don't want, after we get to a certain point in the game, usually 4 lands, we don't want to ever draw any more lands. So that's kind of why we're running 21. And the land split is pretty tight based on our requirements. Running no duels because we're running 0 island, because the only cards we need islands for, or blue sources for, is the DC and Thassa, so no reason to run the island, so no reason to run fetches. I mean, it could be nice with Courser, but really not that important. Taking a look at our little sideboard here. Let's see if I can... I guess I have to give it enough space. There we go. We have a land in Landwar Waste. Might be a little interesting to ask why we're playing a land in the sideboard instead of in the main. We bring it in when we bring in all these expensive creatures, Doomwake Giant and Arbor Colossus, just to be able to cast them easier. So that's why the land is in the sideboard. Like I said, we want to keep our creature count in the main deck high enough that the DC is just insane, and also that our Night Howlers and Nemesis of Mortars are insane. 2 Bile Blights is just concession to fast aggro. Blue-White Heroic is a very touchy-feely matchup. I don't think Bile Blight is enough to actually deal with that matchup. I usually just like concede that matchup is probably our worst one. The best thing you can do is try to get multicolored permanents, well, green and black permanents in play, and try to like stall the board until you have an overwhelming advantage, or try to attack through with a whip. So that's something that's like my game plan versus them. 2 Reclamation Sages to deal with problem enchantments and artifacts. Jeskai Ascendancy, opposing whips mostly. They're also fine against coursers, but usually against courser decks like Absa and midrange, we don't actually care about their coursers because we have a better late game plan than they do. The 4th copy of Whip of Erebos is we just bring this in against, I guess, grindy matchups, and also when we need the additional life gain. 3 Nylea's Disciples against aggressive decks, 4 Doomwakes because it's very good versus Hornet Queen, very good versus Elspeth, good versus Mono Red if you last that long. Um, 3 Arbor Colossus for the same. Arbor Colossus is good against like monsters and mid-range decks. Just being able to brick wall something like a Stormbreath Dragon or brick wall like something like a Prelucranos, just being the biggest creature on the board is pretty nice. It also bricks Wingmaker Rock too. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Awful against Hornet Queen, might I add. But yeah, that's the deck in the nutshell. So I guess the following videos we may be playing actual matches. So hope you guys enjoyed this little deck tech that I just stumbled through, and hope you stay on to watch the matches. Thanks.